All right, what is up, my brothers from another mother? We got a request here from a gentleman in the UK, divorced, didn't have a great experience with that, and is questioning his place in life and what might have caused a divorce. He's referencing the 6 basic human needs. So, Sam, I want to thank you for your request. We'll hop straight into it. I'll just read it through and provide feedback as I go, as I usually do. I love your videos. You've helped me out massively throughout my journey through my divorce. Meat grinder. We call it the divorce machine here in North America, but same thing, right? First found MGTOW, but found your outlook work better. 35 from the UK. I would really be interested to know your view on the Tony Robbins and his 6 basic human needs. I don't think Tony Robbins invented the 6 basic human needs. I think it's been understood for a while, but those 6 needs are certainty, comfort, uncertainty, variety, conflicting, right? Significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. I agree with pretty much all of them, although the dichotomy between certainty, comfort, and uncertainty is an unusual human behavior or need, if you will. But I'm going to carry on through here because this kind of ties in nicely. Videos on YouTube, so you can just go look it up. If you're not familiar with what that is, just search for the 6 basic human needs. It doesn't have to be under Tony Robbins, but I'm sure he talks about it somewhere. The theory being that if you're meeting somebody's 6 basic needs, they would not look elsewhere for the needs to be met, resulting in a long, happy marriage. So that there in itself is blue-pilled thinking. It is simply not true. You could be meeting these 6 human needs beautifully. And with the right conditions existing, with the right things that fall into place and in line, she could be off doing what she's doing. So, well, we'll discover that in a minute. Anyway, he says, I know it sounds blue pill, but some of his videos are interesting, and I would love to know your view. And if this could be incorporated into successful red pill frame to help men that understand women to navigate the game better. I find it as simple as just pursue your passion, chase your excellence, put a priority on self-care. These 6 needs are kind of another way to look at it, or maybe it's reframed that way. There's also the love languages. There's a book on that. I think, I don't know how many love languages there are, 5 or 6, if you want to get into the woo-woo stuff. I don't subscribe a lot of my attention to it, if I'm being honest. But as far as my feedback on it is, I think that the needs are real. I don't think that if you're filling her cup, so to speak, to the top with all 6 needs, that it guarantees that she won't run off on you. It's just simply not true, we'll get into that experience in a moment. Anyway, that she won't run off and have a long, happy marriage. I know it sounds blue-pilled. Okay. Okay. In my relationship, my ex actually monkey branched down and had an affair with a man with no job and nothing to offer, but he fulfilled one of the 6 needs that I didn't: significance. He told her that he was a screw-up from a big line of screw-ups and he had nothing to offer her and that she should stay with her husband. He was from a failed relationship, living with his parents, and is not allowed to see his own daughter because his ex accused him of abusing her. He told her that she was a real lady and he doesn't deserve her. He made her feel great, and after 16 years of me being with her, 10 years married and giving her everything, 2 kids, his crap was enough to win her over. Let's keep going. I feel that she didn't need hypergamy because the offer of cashing in the marriage and living off the state offered so much. I just want to talk about that for a little bit. I shared this on Twitter months ago, maybe in the last month or so. If you guys don't follow me there, it's just Rich_Cooper. But the thing about family law that guys need to get their head around is women get bored in marriages a lot quicker than men do. Their interest in their partner declines a lot faster, whereas men, it kind of goes over a longer period of time. So you just have to understand that they're going to wane a little bit earlier. They're going to start looking elsewhere a little bit earlier. They're going to not necessarily go anywhere or do anything about it, but they get less interested quicker than you do. The problem with family law throughout the Western world, so throughout North America and many parts of Western Europe, you need to understand that it's written and designed in such a way that she will have access to the money, basically what you're provisioning and providing now, without the need for your dumb ass. Okay? And this is not, a disparaging statement that I'm making because I think guys have dumb asses or anything like that. But I've actually heard women say in a coffee shop, overheard them saying something along that line. That's just the way family law is. That's the reality of the world that we live in today, that men need to comprehend and accept and understand and view with a red pill lens. Anyway, let me carry back on here. Anyway, so hypergamy didn't need to kick in, cash in the marriage. He goes on to say he is now living with her and my kids. I think he has borderline personality disorder. I've never met someone so angry and manipulative. Generally speaking, borderline personality disorder comes from abandonment issues, and I think the vast majority of cases are diagnosed to women. It's usually tied into daddy issues. Daddy abandoned, daddy was a piece of furniture around the house, mommy pushed daddy out of the house, something like that. It's not usually men that have borderline personality disorder. But anyway, I feel so cheated that I sleptwalked through life and did everything I was meant to do. Well, you were told to do those things. It's just the conditioning that men receive as a result of upbringing, society, school, marketing ploys, television shows, sitcoms, religion, go on and on and on. It's what lets men down, unfortunately. Anyway, also she was infertile, and I feel now that she was only sticking around because I was the only option of her having children. So he paid for IVF, and as soon as the second kid came, she was gone. I feel she was difficult throughout our relationship and a big burden off my shoulders. I should have left years ago, but as a vehicle technician, I guess I'm used to fixing things. You know, guys are deductive, rational reasoners. We like to fix shit. It's true. You know, we like to think we have a solution to everything. So it's not unusual to feel that or even, reflect back that way. That's just what men kind of like plug into. We like to be rational, deductive reasoners that can fix things. All right. Also, please warn men if their wife is off work having a kid, don't allow them to be a stay-at-home mom. This is what ruined my relationship. They get bored and go to baby groups and mix with the single moms that don't work. My ex got in with a really scummy bottom-of-the-barrel crowd that loved to man bash. They warped into thinking that she could have it all. They walked her through the process of getting a free house off the state and free, like I said, she can have it all and doesn't need your dumb ass anymore, right? That's the way family law is. Now she goes out partying when I have the kids, has a new bloke living with her and getting a massive sum of money off me in a divorce settlement, including money from a rental house, which I had premarital asset. That's what happens when you don't get a prenup. I have the best solicitor, but apparently because we have kids, it's a need basis, and so she's entitled to it. She never contributed anything to the marriage. Well, she did. I mean, she carried 2 kids for the term of the pregnancy. That's it seems. But look back, I met her when she was 16. I was 19. She was a virgin. We did everything society teaches us, right? And I went along for things. One Valentine's, I asked what she wanted, and she said an engagement ring, I think is what you're saying, a gauge ring. I want to get engaged. Stupidly, I got her a ring, and before I saw it, her mom planned the wedding and booked the venue, and I just went along with it. Oh man, sleepwalking through life. Anyway, she even tried near the end of the relationship to get me to move back with my mom for a month to see if we would miss each other. Thanks to you and your videos, I didn't do this and stayed in the family home. Very, very good, my brother. That is one of the covert tricks that women do to try to get primary custody of the children, is to get you out of the house. Good. I'm glad you heeded my warning. Thanks to you. Okay, family owned. I had done what she suggested. Yeah, she would have been in the house with the kids and her bloke would have been there. Okay. As for my share of the assets, they would be locked in the family home until the kids reach 18. So basically, I would have been screwed. But thanks for your advice on your videos. I got the family home, have shared custody, and paid 0 child maintenance. So, not so bad. I mean, things could be a hell of a lot worse. There's guys that lose the entire farm, and you've got shared custody. You've got the matrimonial home. I mean, you still have to pay her out of it, of course. You're not paying any child maintenance costs, so you've done reasonably well on the exit, believe it or not, compared to some guys that I talked to or coach. I think I see all the red flags with women now. She grew up in a toxic environment. Her dad didn't give a crap about her. She's probably got borderline personality disorder if she's got a shitty relationship with her dad. And very selfish. Her mom stayed in an unhappy marriage till a week after her wedding, and then she divorced her dad. Wow. Okay. Please make a video on this. Hope it can help someone. All right, well, there's not much in the way of questions here. It's more of a experience share that you're kind of laying out there for guys to see. So the lessons from this are, well, one, first of all, I don't think that you not meeting the need of significance sent her off on her way to go and, bang the loser, because the guy sounds like a loser. He brings nothing to the table, doesn't have a job, comes from a long line of losers. But I'm willing to guess, and you didn't put it in your question, maybe if you see this video on the channel, put a comment below and just highlight it. Just say, hey, I was the guy that made the video, just to clarify. But I'm willing to guess. I didn't even bet the farm. He was alpha fucks and you were beta bucks. We've talked about alpha seed, beta need, and women have a dualistic mating strategy. And it doesn't end when you say I do. Saying I do does not guarantee forever and ever until death do us part, in sickness and health and rich and poor and blah, 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 and all that sort of stuff. There is no guarantee, but that is the blue pill conditioning that men subscribe to that does not serve them, which gets them bitch slapped across the face when they find out that, you know, she's banging some loser. So even though he didn't fill her cup like you did, and that's just the reality of the equation, he probably brought something to the table that you didn't, and I suspect it's probably the alpha card. Maybe that's something that you would miss. I'm not suggesting that you're a beta, but your belief system certainly indicates that you've got some blue pill conditioning, which just didn't serve you. So I wouldn't put too much weight on, like, you know, the 1 through 6, with number 3 being the significance, and you didn't fill her cup. There's something else there. And yeah, you're probably right. I mean, birds of a feather will flock together. So, I mean, this is an old British term, I think. You know, my dad said it a lot when I was growing up. But if she's going to be a stay-at-home mommy and she's going to go to, you know, the mommy classes and, you know, they hang out together and they just talk shit about men, then you're going to become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, you're saying tell guys not to let their wives be stay-at-home moms and tell them to go off and get a job. But I think that's a disservice to children, if I'm being honest. If you've got a couple kids, it makes more financial sense and sense for the children to be raised properly, to be present in the home and not like outsourced to a childcare service, for example. One of the parents, preferably the mother, should be staying home, taking care of the kids and raising them while you're bringing home the bacon. She technically needs to cook it up, sort of thing. Like, that's how you should be complementing each other. Like, that's how we've done it for about 10,000 years. It's only in the last 100 odd years or so that, you know, things have changed and family laws change and no fault divorce and feminism and so on and so forth. And it just makes it incredibly hostile for men, to live a productive and satisfying life in the environment that we're in. You know, marriage is, again, I'll say it again, it's very high risk and low reward to men, and low risk and high reward to women. All she has to do is show up, have a couple of your kids. Even if you pay 20 grand a pop for each IVF, child, you got 2 kids. That, I don't know what it costs in the UK, but around here it's about $20,000. So let's say anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000. You pay for that. She has a couple of kids. She now has legal rights to a lot of things. I tell guys this all the time. I mean, if your suspect things aren't working well and you're married but you don't have kids and you're questioning things, it's a good time to evaluate things a lot more seriously before it goes badly. I mean, you're in an environment now which ain't that bad, but she's living with a total loser with your kids half the time, which means your kids half the time are exposed to a total loser. And at the end of the day, a mother that I'm guessing, and I don't know her side of the story, but doesn't make very good judgment calls from what you're describing. So yeah, this is a bit of a lesson. There's not so much of a question in this particular request to answer. You're asking me to share this story to potentially help out other guys. I'm glad you did the right thing. I've talked in my videos. I'll put a card up on the top right about the Divorce Truth video on my channel. It's had over 500,000 views. It's getting a lot of eyeballs on it. So if you're going through a divorce and you're questioning next steps, how to go through it, and be effective, watch that video. If you need coaching, you can book me one-on-one. It's always a good strategy before you get divorced to do some planning to make sure that you don't get taken to the cleaners and left living in your parents' basement, sort of thing. I'll put a link pin in the description below, or I'll put it on the screen up over here. It's clarity.fm/Richard Cooper. You can book a one-on-one coaching call. I do a lot of divorce coaching for guys. So yeah, that's the summary on the video. Honestly, I would count your blessings, dude. It could be a heck of a lot worse. You learn a painful lesson. You obviously married the wrong woman. You probably did some things wrong in the marriage, which, it's water on their bridge. Let it go. Put on the red pill lenses and see the world the way that it really is, not the way that society's told you that it should be, and understand how to navigate going forward. So hopefully this opens some eyes to some younger guys out there that are, asking the same sorts of questions, and offers some guidance to men going through a divorce right now or post-divorce dealing with something similar. Anyway, leave a comment below. Got any invoice for this guy in this particular request? leave it down below, smash the like button, maybe share this with somebody that needs to see it. Two last things. Tactical Soap Company is a channel sponsor. Great product. Link below. You get 10% off with coupon code Cooper. It helps create the content on this channel. If you're enjoying it, definitely do that. And everybody's showering anyway, so might as well grab some soap. And last but not least, my men's community is wide open. entrepreneursincars.com/community. You can, for $10 a month, consider it like a Netflix subscription. You get access to premium content, my private Facebook community, and private videos that do not get uploaded to the channel. Check that out if you're interested. See you guys in the next video. Peace.